Dead as a Doornail, Book 6 of the Stan Kraychik Mysteries. Author, Grant Michaels. Publisher, St. Martin's Press, New York. Narrator, Eric Aust. Chapter 27. I decide to head over to Members Only Cafe for a late morning pick-me-up. Maybe the het hunk Chip Holton will make my day and top my cappuccino the way I like it. And I can find out if the scandal sheet Myron just read me is true. Unlike Myron, though, I'll accomplish my mission with impeccable decorum. But Chip isn't working at the cafe today, so I decide to seek him out at his other performance arena, the South End Kinesiological Society. But no luck at Seeks either. However, I do set up an appointment for that introductory workout Chip mentioned yesterday. I make it for tomorrow afternoon. Who knows what the future holds for these Slavic limbs? Someday I may even have to get myself a peck pouch. On my way back through the South End, I pass XUXUX one more time. I peer inside again and notice all the essentials of a small, busy shop, still untouched. The night light I saw last time is off now, and just as before, the place is deadly still. Then an odd thing happens. As I'm looking in through the big front window, the night light comes on again. A few seconds later, it goes out. Then it starts blinking on and off randomly like a pirate's semaphore. Within the gloomy confines of the darkened salon, I see the curtain to the back room pulled aside slightly. Behind it, Angie appears like an apparition. Is she real this time? She signals with her hand for me to go around to the back of the building. I find my way through the alley and wait at the back door to XUXUX. Eventually, the door opens and Angie admits me. She's real, all right. She closes the door behind us and locks it. The inside of XUXUX feels like a soundproof, lead-lined bunker. "Took you long enough," she says. "I've been waiting here 2 days." "For me?" "I tried calling you," she says, "but I don't want to leave a message. You never know who's going to hear it." "I live alone," I say. "I didn't mean that," says Angie. "And how'd you know my name?" "You told me the other day," she says. "I did?" "Yeah," says Angie. "And I figured you'd come looking for me, so I hung out here." "Why'd you figure that?" Angie whispers. "Because I have a feeling about you." "A feeling?" I say. "I think you want to know what happened to Timmy as bad as I do. We may have different reasons." "Maybe," she says. "Maybe not. But I thought we could help each other." "And so you waited here 2 days for me?" "Not 24 hours a day," she says. "On and off. There was a wedding, too." "A wedding?" "The sign on the door says, 'Family emergency.'" Angie shrugs. "People take you more seriously if you say emergency." "So there was no emergency?" "Not for me," she says. "But it looks like you had one. What happened to your hair? You know, you really ought to let a professional take care of you." Her comment reminds me that I haven't seen her since the day I found Timmy's body. Curiously, her grief has disappeared as completely as my hockey hair. Then I ask her, "So who got married?" Angie hesitates. "A relative," she says, "but I don't know what the hurry was. I hope she's not pregnant." "Who is it?" I say. Just a relative," Angie says quickly. "And that's why you disappeared for a wedding?" "I didn't disappear," she says. I ask her, "Do you run this place alone?" "Yeah, why?" "You don't seem very busy." "Oh, I'm busy enough," she says. "Why, you need a job?" "Not quite. You can make a lot of money doing hair." "Is that so?" "Oh, sure," she says, "especially if you work for one of them fancy-ass Newberry Street salons. There's one down there called Snips. What I heard about that place, you don't want to know." "Tell me, Angie. I wouldn't want to make a mistake." "All I can tell you is, don't go there." "Where'd you hear that?" "It's general knowledge in the trade." I say, "I heard it was one of the best places in town." "Then you heard wrong. They're just a ripoff. But if you're interested in salon work, I could start you out here. Nothing complicated. Sweep up, maybe do some shampoo." "Is it time to come out of retirement?" "So," says Angie, "do the police know who killed Timmy yet?" "They suspected Thorne." "Thorne?" she says. "The photos convinced them." "Which photos?" I explain to Angie what I know, though I don't tell her I heard it on those interview tapes about how Thorne gave Timmy a packet of films and prints. And now Timmy opened the packet and supposedly lost faith in Thorne, and before the two of them could work it out, Timmy got dead. I realize I might be telling Angie too much, but I've got to find out what she knows. Angie tells me, I already knew about the pictures. When Timmy got the envelopes from Thorne, I figured something funny was going on between them. Funny? Timmy wouldn't let me near the envelopes, not even to touch, like there was something top secret inside. So, who are the pictures of? Who? I say. Yeah, says Angie. Ooh, you got a hearing problem? I can speak up if you want. I tell her, I think they're of Chip. Did you see them? Says Angie. Not exactly. Then how do you know? Maybe it doesn't matter, I say. And maybe it does, she says. Well, whoever was in those photos, Timmy got a look at them. The police think Timmy was going to report Thorne as a pornographer. And rather than risk the scandal, Thorne killed him. Gee, says Angie. Do the police really think that? What else can they think? Don't they know it can't be Thorne? He loved Timmy. Didn't you tell me that pure love can go berserk? Angie is silent. I say, but none of this matters because now the cops are saying it was an accident. That Timmy fell and broke his neck. Fell? Says Angie. Timmy wasn't the kind of boy who fell. Except from Grace, maybe. Angie says, something ain't right here. No kidding, Angie. Timmy dies, okay, and I go to the police and make a big noise and then... Wait, I interrupt. You went to the police? Of course I did, she says. Right after you told me about it the other day. You said you didn't want anything to do with the police. Did I? Says Angie. Maybe I changed my mind. It's a free country. So I go and talk to this big shot cop, and the next thing I know, my mother's got me grounded, locked in my room. Why? She says it's for my own good, for my safety, since people are getting killed in this neighborhood. But when I ask her who's going to hurt me, she says, you can't trust these gay people. Gay people? Right, says Angie. And then she mentions you, the redhead. Me? Your mother knows about me? Right, says Angie. How does your mother know me? Angie shrugs. Hers is butch, too. Maybe she saw your picture in the paper? My picture wasn't in the paper. Then who knows, says Angie. All I know is my mother makes it sound like you're part of the trouble, but she won't tell me why, and that's what I want to find out. So the only way I figure it is to talk to you. And for that I have to sneak out of the house and hang around here. But what trouble could I cause? You tell me, says Angie. Maybe because you're gay. My family hated Timmy, too. They say he was gay, and I shouldn't hang around with people like that. All the time I tried to tell them Timmy wasn't gay. Angie's denial is still at work, even post-mortem. But they kept telling me it didn't matter because he acted gay, and that was just as bad. They said gay people are silly and a waste of time. We're not all the same. I know that now, says Angie, but my family is stupid. That's why I disowned them all. And that's why they told you to avoid me? Because I'm silly? No, she said, that's why I know something's wrong. First they say gay people are silly, and they're telling me gay people are dangerous. So how do you go from silly to dangerous? I mean, Timmy wasn't dangerous, and you certainly aren't. Hey, I protest. I'm hard as nails underneath. Yeah, sure, she says. Press on or bonded? Don't take it personally, but face it, you're a nobody, right? So why is my mother all bent out of shape about my safety, and I'm wondering if someone is trying to cover something up? Cover what up? I don't know, says Angie. But she got weird right after Timmy's death. Maybe that wedding was on her mind. Angie looks at me sharply like I just caught her off guard. Yeah, she says, maybe it was that wedding. I didn't think of that. Or maybe, I say, does your mother know Selena? Selena? Selena Hightower, that realtor, the one you were arguing with here at XUX. Damn! How do you say the name of this place? How do you think, says Angie. Zuzu's? Close enough, she says. So much for the horse's mouth. Anyway, I say, since the last time I saw you, I found out that Selena is pretty thick with the Gardenia clan. Angie's big brown eyes became narrow. The who? She says. The Gardenias. There are these big construction people in Boston. I think I heard of them, she says. You certainly should have. They had an axe to grind with Timmy. An axe, says Angie. You know about the SECA project, right? You mean that recreational center? She says. What about it? Oh, some big honcho construction guy named Tony Gardenia got killed at the site last fall. Angie squints impatiently. Yeah, so? What are you getting at? I explain the Gardenias blamed his death on Timmy. On my Timmy, she says. Surely you knew, Angie, if you were as close as you say. I don't know anything about that. Angie, how can you not? There was a court hearing. You were probably there. I can't believe you don't know about it. What are you hiding? I'm not hiding anything, pal. I'm asking you. What are you trying to prove? Okay, I say, I'll tell you. I think the Gardenias killed Timmy as a payback for the death of their son, Tony. Or maybe, and this is what I really think might have happened, maybe Selena did it for them. Wow, says Angie. That's a pretty wild idea. Everything I've heard points that way, Angie says. Exactly where did you hear all this? Not in any one place, I say. I've been talking to a lot of people. So I kind of pieced it together. You got some imagination, I can tell you that. Then Angie says, just for your information, Selena was in here the other morning because she thought her husband and Timmy were having an affair. She said she was going to hire a detective. I thought it was you. It's not. Obviously, says Angie, but since I was Timmy's friend, Selena thought I'd know if him and Thorne were having an affair. And were they? I don't know, says Angie. Timmy and I had a big fight just before that. Angie shakes her head sadly. That was the first time we ever had an argument. We were pretty sore at each other, too. Before we had a chance to make up, Timmy died. He didn't die, Angie. He was killed. You think I don't know that? What did you and Timmy fight about? Oh, nothing, says Angie. I don't want to talk about it now. She looks at her watch. Oh, hey, I didn't realize what time it is. I gotta get home before my mother... If she knows I snuck out, I'm dead meat. See, she gets my cousin to guard me, but I cut a deal with him. He lets me go out without telling her, and in return I don't tell her how he brings his boyfriend over and they play on my bed. You're some little pal, Angie. Hey, what are you gonna do? He's family. As she unlocks the back door at XUXUX to let me out, I ask her, you know Myron's dog, Betty? Sure, says Angie. Did you ever cut his hair? Myron is bald, she says. I meant the dog. Angie says, you asking me if I ever cut a dog's hair? That's right. Why? She says, because there was a strand of Betty's hair on Tim's collar, and Myron told me you had just cut Betty's hair the day before. So, says Angie, it's possible that hair on Tim's collar fell off your own clothes. Angie bristles. You think I was there when Timmy died? He was killed, Angie. All right, she says. All right, he was killed. Okay, I said it. Timmy was killed. Now, does that make you happy? I say, it has nothing to do with me or happiness. Angie says, look, I didn't leave no hair anywhere because, one, I wasn't there, and two, I clean up after myself, especially if I train a dog. You think I walk around with dog hair on me? Sometimes you can't help it. When you cut hair, it gets all over you. Like you know, she says. You got some weird ideas, pal. She nudges me out the back door. Then she pulls it closed and locks it. But if Angie is in such a hurry to get home, why is she staying in there? As I walk away, I wonder if this impromptu explanation was planned. Well, of course it was. Angie told me herself she's been waiting for me. So how much did I tell Angie in exchange for what she told me? After the grand tally, the ratio isn't in my favor. Kind of like the negative help Branco recently accused me of. A Gay Mysteries audiobooks. I think it is easy to hate a label, but a face humanizes the word. So this effort is twofold. To offer comfort to those like myself that your world didn't end because you don't fit into the view of acceptable society on both sides. And in hopes of helping those with family that are LGBTQ, that it doesn't mean we are aliens from the child they once knew. Reassure them so they can maybe be supportive at the same time, being true to their values.